There is a country between two continents, one foot in Europe, the other in Asia. One face looking toward the Mediterranean, the other toward the Black Sea. One hand holding ancient civilizations, the other building the modern world. This is Turkey, but not the Turkey most people know. This is not just the beaches and hotels that tourists see. This is the land where uninterrupted civilization has lived for over 10,000 years. The place where the world's first cities were founded. A crossroads where empires rose and fell, religions spread, and every major event in history has somehow touched. This is where Troy fell, where the Christian church was born, where Islam reached Europe. This is the capital of Byzantium, the heart of the Ottomans, and the stubborn resilience of modern Turkey. 10,000 years of history compressed into 780,000 square kilometers. 3 seas, 7 regions, 90 million people, and a story that most people have barely scratched the surface of. So stay with us and step into a place where 2 continents, 3 seas, and countless civilizations intersect. Istanbul is the only city in the world located on 2 continents. But this is not just a geographical fact, it is an identity. The Bosphorus, the Istanbul Strait, separates Europe and Asia. A bridge in 2 minutes connects 2 continents. You can have breakfast in Europe in the morning and drink tea in Asia in the afternoon. And this is not just symbolic, it is a physical reality. But Istanbul's power is not in its geography, it is in its history. This is a city that has been continuously inhabited for over 2,700 years. First founded by the Greeks as Byzantion, then it became Constantinople, the capital of the Roman Empire. For over 1,000 years, this was the heart of the Christian world. Great cathedrals rose, emperors ruled, sieges came and went, and the city remained standing. In 1453, Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II conquered the city. Constantinople became Istanbul. Hagia Sophia, for over 900 years the largest cathedral in the world, was converted into a mosque. The capital of the Ottoman Empire became here and remained so for 500 years. Today, Istanbul is home to over 16 million people, a chaotic, noisy mega-city struggling with traffic. But when you walk through the streets of the old city, in Sultanahmet, in the shadow of Hagia Sophia, between the walls of Topkapi Palace, layers of time overlap. A Roman column stands beside an Ottoman fountain. Byzantine mosaics hide beneath a modern cafe. Every excavation reveals a new civilization. Istanbul is not a city that has finished being excavated. It is a city that will never finish being excavated. Istanbul's soul lies in its contradiction. Modern and ancient, east and west, silent mosques and noisy bazaars. You watch the sunset on the Bosphorus and see 2 continents at the same time. And for a moment, you feel like you are at the center of the world. Because for centuries, it was. In central Anatolia, in a place where nothing should exist, Earth turns into another planet. Cappadocia. Even the name sounds strange. And the landscape lives up to its name. Rock formations resembling giant mushrooms, fairy chimneys, valleys carved from volcanic ash. This landscape is not an accident. Millions of years ago, the Erciyes and Hasan Mountains erupted and covered the region with a thick layer of tough, soft volcanic rock. Wind and water eroded this soft rock, but some areas were protected by harder stone layers. The result, rock formations resembling giant mushrooms, towers, and cathedrals. But what makes Cappadocia extraordinary is not just its shape, it is what people did with it. Thousands of years ago, people began carving living spaces into the rocks. Homes, churches, monasteries, even entire cities. The Derinkuyu underground city goes down 8 floors, 60 meters underground, and once housed 20,000 people. Inside are ventilation shafts, water wells, food storage rooms, and animal stables, all carved from rock. Christian monks lived here from the 4th century onward. They were fleeing Roman persecution. They carved churches into valley walls and decorated the ceilings with frescoes, scenes from the life of Jesus, saints, angels. Today, some of these frescoes still stand in their vivid colors, as if painted yesterday. In the mornings in Cappadocia, hot air balloons fill the sky. Hundreds of balloons rise silently, floating over the fairy chimneys. From above, the landscape looks surreal, as if you are inside a fairy tale. But this is real. It just reminds you that Earth can sometimes look stranger than fairy tales. On the Aegean coast, near Izmir, stand the ruins of one of the largest cities of the Roman Empire, Ephesus. At its peak, over 250,000 people lived here. It was a great port city, a center of trade, culture, and politics. Today, the sea is kilometers away. River sediment pushed the coastline back, and the city, evacuated and forgotten, was left behind. The Library of Celsus still stands, at least its facade. 2 stories, marble columns, intricate carved details. It once housed 12,000 parchment scrolls. It was one of the largest libraries of the ancient world. Today, tourists take photos in front of it, admiring its old elegance. The Great Theatre could hold 25,000 people. Carved into a hillside, its acoustics were so perfect that a word whispered from the stage could be heard in the top rows. Gladiator games, dramatic performances, and political gatherings were held here. Today, it is still used. Concerts, festivals, modern sounds echoing on ancient stones. Ephesus is not just an archaeological site. It is a time capsule. Every stone, every column reminds of the power of the empire that once ruled these lands. Traces of Roman engineering are still visible. Aqueducts, sewer systems, paved roads. These people knew engineering, and the fact that their works still stand 2,000 years later proves it. When you walk in Ephesus, step carefully. Thousands of people have walked over the marble slabs beneath your feet. Senators, merchants, slaves, philosophers. They are all gone. But the stones remain, and with them a silent testimony to what once existed here. In southwestern Turkey, near Denizli, the slope of a mountain looks like a frozen waterfall. Pamukkale. The name means cotton castle in Turkish, and its appearance fits. White terraces, water flowing from pool to pool, calcium carbonate deposits sparkling in the sun. This is a natural formation. Underground thermal springs push water rich in calcium carbonate to the surface. As the water flows, the calcium is exposed to air, hardens, and forms terraces over thousands of years, layer by layer. The result? A landscape unlike anywhere else. From a distance, it looks as if covered with snow. Up close, clear turquoise pools contrast with white limestone. You can walk barefoot. The water is warm, the ground soft and smooth. At the top of Pamukkale stands the ancient city of Hierapolis. The Romans founded this as a thermal spa resort. The wealthy came here for health, to bathe in the hot spring waters, to cure their ailments. A large theatre, temples, and a necropolis, a city cemetery with thousands of tombs, still stand. Today, Pamukkale is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The terraces are protected. Previously, everyone could walk everywhere, but this damaged the white surface. Now only certain paths are open, but the experience is still enchanting. You walk in warm water, the landscape changes with every step, and for a moment you feel like Earth is on another planet. Eastern Turkey is a place most tourists never see, but they should. This is Eastern Anatolia, harsh, high and wild. Winters are brutal, summers are short. Mountains rise toward the sky, some over 5,000 meters high. The tallest is Mount Ararat, 5,137 meters, Turkey's highest peak and, according to legend, where Noah's Ark came to rest. Legends have surrounded Mount Ararat for thousands of years. According to the Bible, after the Great Flood, the Ark rested on the mountains of Ararat. Many faiths view Mount Ararat as this place. Is it true? Maybe. Maybe it's a legend. But the mountain, whether real or not, has spiritual power, ancient, silent, and untouched. Lake Van is Turkey's largest lake and one of the world's largest soda lakes. Its alkaline waters taste bitter, but certain fish species, pearl mullet, thrive here. On the lakeshore stands Akdamar Island, with a 10th century Armenian church on it. Its walls are covered with reliefs, biblical scenes, saints, animals, still visible 1,000 years later. Eastern Anatolia is also the heart of Kurdish culture, a people who have lived here for thousands of years with a nomadic past, with deep ties to the mountains. Their music, language and traditions are part of Turkey's cultural fabric. This region is not easy. Roads are long, weather is unpredictable, infrastructure is limited. But resilience is a way of life here. People have survived on this land for centuries, through harsh winters, isolation, and whatever hardship brings. And they are still here, rooted in the mountains, knowing they will not leave. Turkish cuisine is not just food, it is history, geography, identity. This is the cuisine of an empire that connected 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and North Africa. In the Ottoman palaces, food was an art. Thousands of dishes were prepared for sultans. Recipes were passed down through generations. And today, those recipes still live on Turkish tables. You can find kebab everywhere. But in Turkey, kebab is a category, not a single dish. Adana kebab, spiced ground meat, grilled over charcoal. Iskender kebab, thinly sliced doner with yogurt and butter. Urfa kebab, milder with sweet pepper. Each region has its own version. Each city swears by its own recipe. Meze culture is the foundation of social eating. Small plates, hummus, roasted eggplant, stuffed grape leaves, white cheese, olives, spread across the table. Eating is not meant to be rushed. It is for sharing, talking, enjoying time together. Turks do not eat alone. You eat with family, friends, even with people you don't know. The table is community. Baklava is the icon of Turkish sweets. Layers of phyllo dough, thin, almost transparent, filled with walnuts or pistachios, covered with honey syrup. Every bite is sweet, crispy, and rich. It takes hours to make. Masters roll the dough so thin you can read a newspaper through it. Turkish coffee is a ceremony, small cups, thick, strong with grounds. After drinking, you flip the cup upside down and patterns form in the grounds. Some can read the future, coffee fortune telling. Whether you believe it or not is up to you, but the experience is more than drinking coffee. It is a pause, a moment, an escape from the rush of the day. Turkish cuisine is saturated with history. Every dish carries a story. Every recipe is a journey. And when a Turkish table is shared, it is not just food that is shared. Culture is shared. Northern Turkey is different. Far from the warm, dry coasts of the Mediterranean, the Black Sea region is green, humid, and mountainous. This is where tea is grown. Turkey is one of the world's largest tea producers, and the Black Sea coast provides over 95% of production. The hills around Rize and Trabzon are covered with endless tea fields. Bright green, rows of plants, leaves picked by hand. Turks take tea very seriously. More than 1 glass is drunk per day. In narrow-waisted glasses, thin glass, narrow at the bottom, wide at the top. It is drunk without sugar, but some add a cube. Tea is social. You visit friends, tea is offered. You discuss business, tea is served. Morning, noon, night, tea time is always. Sumila Monastery clings to a cliff, 1,200 meters above sea level. It was founded by Greek-speaking Orthodox monks in the 4th century. It became a pilgrimage site for centuries. Inside, it is covered with frescoes and icons. Outside, the view is breathtaking. Altindere Valley stretches out. Forests extend in every direction. Fog clings to mountain peaks. The Black Sea people, Laz, Hemshin, have their own distinct identity. They have their own music, fast rhythms, zurna and drums. They have their own dances, horon, men with arms spread, knees raised, moving together in fast tempo. They have their own dialects, different from the rest of Turkey, some words unrecognizable. The Black Sea is not a forgotten region. It is a region that quietly endures, proud, resilient, and always green. Turkey is an ancient country, but it is not frozen. After the Ottoman Empire collapsed in 1923, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk founded the Republic of Turkey. The goal was clear: to create a modern, secular Western nation. Women were given the right to vote in 1934, before many European countries. The Latin alphabet replaced the Arabic alphabet. New laws, new institutions, a new identity. Today, Turkey is home to over 85 million people. Its economy is growing. Its cities are expanding. Istanbul, Ankara, Izmir, metropolises where millions live. Turkish TV series are watched worldwide, from the Middle East to Latin America. Turkish Airlines connects Europe, Asia, and Africa. But modernization does not come without tension. Turkey is trying to strike an identity balance, secular or religious, Western or Eastern, traditional or progressive. These questions shape politics, culture, daily life. In small towns, life is slow. People preserve traditional values. Families live together. Mosques remain the center of the community. In big cities, life is different, fast, cosmopolitan, global. Young people hang out in cafes, nightclubs, art galleries. They follow street fashion. They are connected to the world. Turkey is a country of contradictions. But this is not a weakness, it is richness. East and West, tradition and modernity, history and future, all coexist. It is not without problems, but it is alive, it is dynamic, and it continues to change. Turkey is a bridge between 2 continents, but not just in geography, in time as well, between past and future, between tradition and change, between East and West. This is a land where empires rose and fell, where humanity's oldest civilizations lived, and a balance that the modern world is still trying to understand. Turkey is not perfect, but it is irresistibly interesting. And a lifetime is not enough to discover it. If this journey taught you something, please like the video, subscribe to Wide Earth, and share your thoughts in the comments. Every interaction helps us continue to tell deeper stories. Thank you for traveling with us. We'll see you in the next destination.